Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle to triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast, make sure you like this. Hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I'm so glad to be sharing this platform with you. Hello, and thank you. For those of you that are already jumping on, thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. This platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from listening to other people's stories. Today, I am speaking with an amazing woman named Kimberley McDaniel. Kimberley is here today to talk about the importance of forgiving the people of their past and our obligation as parents to do it better than our parents did. Kimberley believes that our life should be a limitless adventure. And with that idea, she will talk about how homeschooling your children can give them a completely different outlook on life. Welcome, Kimberley. One of the things that I appreciated you saying was that sometimes we can't see the lesson, and that's okay. You know, when you're in it sometimes and you're just feeling all sorts of negativity, sometimes it's hard to pivot. You know, no matter how much Coach Kim says there's a lesson, it's like, screw that lesson. I see no lesson in this. But that's okay. And that's what you're saying. You
Yeah.
know, I would love for, since we're kind of diving into self-development here and personal growth, just kind of naturally,
So,
I'd like to get your take on that. You know, what's your thoughts on personal development or personal growth, and how have you kind of been evolving as you've gotten older?
well, I will say that one of the big things that people miss is self introspection. Like we're so busy and engaged in the stuff and the distractions and the shiny things that it's almost as if we're doing that so that we can stay numb to the realities of who we are. I
Oh,
listened to a sermon recently, and my pastor was talking about feelings. And so, feelings of, let's just say, fear, grief, shame, regret, to box them up and put them in the attic and never address them can actually be dysfunctional. It can be healthy to get those feelings, inspect them, deal with them, and move through them because God gave us God just didn't give us the happy gene. It's like, nope, I'm giving you the whole spectrum so that you can process and relate and be compassionate for other people.
yeah.
So now, like when I lost, people close to me, my stepfather, my sister-in-law, when I lost them, one of the things that I realized that, so when people lose someone and my condolences, and I say that, but I remember when it happened to me and I went to a place like a Panera Bread or something, post funeral service, and I'm looking around at everyone, Sabrina, and my thought was, wow, like they're just going on with life as if this didn't happen, as if
Yeah.
this what? It was like and then it made me think, well, God, I guess I was doing the same thing. So that whole grief helped me to be more sensitive when other people are going through, and to be what they need me to be. That's one big thing about grief. I've learned that there is no, oh, 7 days, you're good.
Yeah.
3 months, you're good. 10 years, why are you still grief? No, all of that is inappropriate
Yeah.
because people go through it at their own pace, depending on their relationship, and it's their right to do that. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, so that's just one part of self development. But the big thing is showing up. It's like 90% of it, showing up and trusting that, hey, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to show up. And when I show up, I'm going to receive the tools, the resources. I'm going to show up with my best face, my best attitude, with the best expectation, high vibration. Because when you show up like that versus showing up like, I'm here, what time? It's like, what do you expect to happen? So showing up, and that actually, I'm a big fan of vibrations as well. I get that. So if I'm showing up at this level and you're showing up at this level, man, we're like going to be zooming.
Yeah.
And I give the picture of vibrations to people. It's like, have you ever walked into a room after two people have been arguing and you walk in and they stop? And like, let's say 2 seconds before you walk in, they stop. Can you feel the like, whoa, what was going on in here? That's vibration.
Yes, I have done that. I'm sure other
Yeah.
people have done that with me too.
Yes. And,
Yes.
and that's a proof that vibration is real. We can see it. And
100%.
the other thing is, if you're vibrating at a level, I'm sure also you've been around people. Like, I have this one little exercise I do, and it says, name let's say 5 to 10 people that you hang out with the most.
Okay.
And in a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel after you leave them?
Yes.
1 being, oh
Okay.
my gosh, and 10 being, oh man, I'm so sorry they left. What a great time we had. And so if you're looking at, and those are vibrations. It's of
Yeah.
course it's speech and actions, but it's vibration. How does is my soul lighter or heavier? Do I feel better about myself or do I feel worse about myself?
Wow.
And that whole scale of 1 to 10, if you're hanging, if the 5 people you hang out with, and you're putting two, 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 and you're wondering, why am I so depressed all the time? It's like, change your zip code, change
Yeah.
your friend zone.
Yeah.
We're at an 8, 9, 10. Man, you're like a walking blessing to other people. So you
Yeah.
can shift that by your pals, if you will.
Absolutely. Yes. And I can't even tell you how many friends I've had to kind of slowly do
Yes.
one of these with,
Yeah.
covertly. Because, yeah, exactly what you're saying. For me, more so, it was just energy suckers, people that are, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think about
Yes.
this? And then I'm giving, 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 giving. And then they take none of my advice. And then
Yeah.
they come back with
Yeah.
another problem because they did the exact opposite of what I told them to do. So
Yeah.
then I have to and it's just a constant, I'm feeling so tired and so drained
Yes.
and looking and say, what are you doing for me?
Yes.
Like, it's a give and take here, girl.
Yep.
It's a give and take here.
Absolutely.
And exactly what you're saying. If you're feeling not so good at the end of the day, the end of the hangout, the end of the week, you have to look at
Mhm.
your community.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I look at the game of tennis, and I always put, Venus and Serena on either side. And when you're playing with a person, you're expecting to see like an equal amount of balls on either side. But if you're with an energy sucker, you'll look over and you'll see like 100 balls over there and 1 ball on your side. And you're like, why am I giving up stuff?
That's good. That's a good analogy. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So were you always this positive and optimistic, or has this been an evolution for you?
I will say I've always been optimistic, but I will say in my kind of like I was an Indiana Jones and he's going to find the thing, my thing is understanding who I am in Christ. And
Mhm.
I know here it's twofold. I know he has created me to be an amazing person.
Okay.
The other fold is I know that he has created us all to be amazing people.
Yes.
Right. So because I know that, it's like I've got the keys, and I'm like, there's a passage that said, I'm called here to set the captives free. I feel like I've got the keys and I'm running, unlocking all the cell
Yes.
doors. So
Yes.
it's amazing. So, in that, Sabrina, I have to say, I'm so grateful that I'm on the outside to let you out, because It's only by it could be the other way around
Yeah.
completely. I could be on the inside banging my cup on the rail saying water, what but I'm like, hey, come on out, come on out. And oh my gosh, Sabrina, when I go to some gates, it's like I tried to put the key in and it was already unlocked. It wasn't even locked.
Yep.
And it's like, the mind, you are keeping yourself in prison
Yep.
by your past, by your self-doubt, by you're like a mini person, and you are just not even giving yourself any authority or any way out.
Yep.
Reach up and grab the rope. The rope is in front, grab it.
Yeah.
The life raft, just grab, just a little, just move a little bit and we can pull you in,
Yep.
and give you a second chance or a 70th chance or a 700th chance.
Yep.
Chances are limitless.
Yeah, a hundred
Yeah.
percent. That kind of reminded me of a story that they used to tell on the podium about a person who, like a tsunami or something came in, or a flood came in, and they were on the roof of their house, and they
Hmm.
were like, God is going to save me, praying to God. And
Yeah.
a boat comes along and says, come on. And they're like, no, God is going to save me. And then
Yes.
a helicopter comes along and they're like, no, 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 God is going to. And there's like several different, things that come around to
Hmm.
kind of help
Hmm.
save them. And they just keep saying no because they're not realizing that it doesn't always come in the form of which you think it's going to come.
Yes.
The things that are
Yes.
set before us are there to help, are there to teach. So
Hmm.
yeah, I totally am picking up what you're putting down for sure.
That's fantastic.